Welcome back to another episode of BaatShaat. This is your host Salman Khan, and due to the overwhelming response with our first video on ICC Test Championship Explained, we have been asked to do another video and asked to do a deep down explanation of how the playing conditions will roll out for the Test Championship, which has begun with the Ashes series. Well, here's an opportunity for us to do that, explain you just that. But before I go any further, hit that subscribe button, make sure you like the video and share with as many friends as you possibly can. Let's dive in without wasting much time. Now, what happens? We saw in the recently concluded 2019 Cricket World Cup when teams are tied, it was decided on run rate. Well, it's a bit different with the Test Championship here. If there's two or more teams tied or level on points, the team with more series wins will take the highest spot on the table. What happens if the teams have equal series wins? Well, if they're level on that front, runs per wicket ratio, which I'll explain you how it's defined. It's defined as runs scored per wicket lost divided by runs conceded per wicket taken will be factored in. A more explanation on that will come. ICC has promised us that in the near future, I think fall or end of fall, we'll be getting some more information on that. Moving on, an abandoned match, which is usually treated as a draw or points are shared. That would be the case here as well. Each team will walk away with equal points, but if the game is abandoned due to an unsafe pitch or outfield, that is the home team's responsibility. They will be penalized. They will not be taking any points home. 4 points then will be awarded to the visiting team. So all the commotion that happens in stands, sometimes crowd goes out of whack and they start throwing things in there, making it a very unsafe condition. If the visiting team decides to walk out due to unsafe playing condition, they can be awarded full points. So player security is a must and safety is a must as well. The rule exists in current cricket. Teams are expected to follow the 15 overs per hour limit. They're supposed to bowl 15 hours per over. However, some new calculations have come in, and for over rate calculations, there are two exclusions actually, which I want to talk about. One, a team that bowls the other team out within 60 overs won't have to worry about over rate calculations. Let's say India and Pakistan are playing, and Pakistan's bowled out in 57 overs, and India are behind the over rate. They've only bowled 13 overs per hour. They'll be fine. They won't have to worry about it. But now let's turn around. If Pakistan is if India sets a target of 85 or 90 in the last innings, and India is behind the over rate by 11 overs an hour or 12, but Pakistan achieves that target within 60 overs, India will be fine as well. Some scenarios to talk about. Over rate penalties. The world's changed when it comes to over rate penalties. Back in the days, it used to be just the captain responsible. 20% of the fine used to come out of his match fee, and then he was penalized if it happened more than once with a suspension. Suspension rule is gone, but now the penalization, the fine of the 20% match fee applies to the whole team. Each person on the team, each player will be responsible to pay that fine out of their match fee. As well as what's going to happen is a penalty over will be added to the penalized team for every over they're behind, and each penalty over will also deduct 2 World Test Championship points from the team's final tally. So it's up to a maximum of 100% match fee if you have your 5 over behind. Pretty rough deal. Teams will be able, brand new rule of substitution. Teams will be able to replace players who suffer concussions on the field of play with a like-for-like replacement. There are 3 conditions though. Team medical rep has to determine the severity of the concussion suffered by the player. Request for a substitute to be put within 36 hours of the incident. Once replaced by a like-for-like player, injured player will no longer take any part of the game, and it all will come down to one thing: does the match referee approve the substitution or not towards the end? DRS rule has been the flavor in the first Ashes series. We saw more DRS decisions than any time else. That still applies, and more to be available on that. Final will be played at the Lord's Cricket Ground in England from June 10 to 14, 2021. There will be a reserved day allotted to the final. In case of a washout or draw, title will be shared between the two teams. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Talk to you soon.